Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. So in today's video we are going to understand how to create ClickUp task from Google Sheets. So here my objective is that whenever I'm going to add the task details in a Google Sheet, then automatically a task should be created in ClickUp. So here now to do this, I need to build an integration between these two applications, for which I'm going to use Pabbly Connect. So now to do this, here my trigger application will be Google Sheets and my action application will be ClickUp. So if you want to learn more about this integration, follow me through the screen. In this video, we are going to understand how to create ClickUp task from Google Sheets. So here my objective is that whenever I'm going to add the task details in my Google Sheet, then automatically a task should be created in ClickUp. So now to do this, I need to build an integration between these two applications. So this here is the home page of Pabbly Connect. And now to begin with the process, I'm going to sign in as an existing user. But if you're a new user, you can click on the sign up for free button and every month you will get 100 tasks for free. So now as an existing user, I'm signing in. So this here is the all applications page by Pabbly. So here I will go to Pabbly Connect and click on access now to reach my dashboard. So this here is my dashboard, and now to create a new workflow, I will go to my right hand side corner and click on this create workflow button. So now in this dialog box appearing, I need to give my workflow a name. So here I've named it as create ClickUp task from Google Sheets, and on my left hand side you can see that these are the folders which I've created before. So I want to save this workflow in the folder named as ClickUp, and now here I'm going to click on create. So as I did that, here I've arrived on a very important window which consists of trigger and action. Basically, trigger and action are the two most important principles or concepts of Pabbly Connect on which this entire automation and integration will depend. Trigger says when this happens, action says do this. So basically, action is an automated response of your trigger application, and in a workflow, you can only have one trigger but multiple action applications. So now moving to my use case, that is to create ClickUp task from Google Sheets. So my objective is that whenever I'm going to add the task details in my Google Sheet, then automatically a task should be created in ClickUp. So now to do this, here I need to go to my trigger window and select Google Sheets as my trigger application, and here it is. And now the trigger event will be new or updated spreadsheet row. So this trigger will start working whenever a new row will be added or updated. So here I'm going to select it. So now moving to my action window, as I want to create a task in ClickUp. So here I'm going to search for ClickUp as my action application. And the action event will be to create a task. So here you can see that as I've selected my action application and the action event along with my trigger application and the trigger event. So my objective is that whenever I'm going to add the task details in my Google Sheet, then automatically a task should be created in ClickUp. So here as soon as I'm going to add the task details in my Google Sheet in a new row, then automatically a task will be created in ClickUp. So now to do this, here I need to build an integration between these two applications. So firstly, I need to build a connection between Google Sheets and Pabbly Connect. So here you can see that a webhook URL is given, and along with that a help desk is given. So read this help desk given below carefully, because this webhook URL will help you to connect your Google Sheet with Pabbly Connect. So now I'm going to take you to my Google Sheet. So here you can see that this here is the Google Sheet which I've created by the name of ClickUp task. It consists only of one sheet and of 4 columns, that is for task name, description, due date and the priority. So now here my objective is that whenever in a new row I'm going to add the details, then automatically by using the same, a task should be created in ClickUp. So firstly, I will go to extensions and make sure that you have this Pabbly Connect webhooks extension. If you don't have it, you can simply go to get add-ons. And here in search apps, you can search for Pabbly Connect webhooks. Here it is. So here you can see that as I've already installed this extension, so it says installed. You can also follow the same process to install it. So I'm going to close this. So now in order to build a connection, I will go to extensions once again. And here I will go to Pabbly Connect webhooks and go to initial setup. So here in this initial setup, it says the webhook URL will be set up on the below selected sheet, that is sheet 1. So now here moving to webhook URL. So from Pabbly Connect, I'm going to copy it. And here in this webhook URL part, I'm going to paste it. So now moving to the trigger column. So the trigger column will be a final data column on which the data is added, and the whole of that row data will be sent to Pabbly Connect. So D here is my final column. So this will be my trigger column. So once I have done this, here I'm going to click on submit. And here you can see that the setup has been configured successfully. So now as my objective is that whenever in a new row I'm going to add the task details, then automatically a task should be created in ClickUp. So once again I will go to extensions, and here I will go to Pabbly Connect Webhooks and go to send on event. So by clicking on send on event, I will make sure that every time whenever in a new row I'm going to add the task details, then automatically those details will get captured in Pabbly Connect, and then a task will be created in ClickUp. So once I've done that, I'm going to refresh the page as it is an important step. So now here you can see that in Pabbly Connect, it is waiting for a webhook response. That means now I need to do a test submission or record so that data can be recorded here in the webhook response. So here in this Google Sheet, in a new row, I'm going to add a task. So let's say I'm creating a task as marketing strategies for Facebook page. So this here is my task name, and now the description will be think for ideas. And here I'm going to make the due date as 2024 01, and this will be 20th. And here the priority will be urgent. So over here you can see that I've mentioned the details. Here's the task name, description, due date, and the priority. So now this would have been captured in Pabbly Connect. I'm going to take you to Pabbly Connect, and here you can see that I've received a response. Here is the trigger column, task name, spreadsheet ID, sheet name, sheet ID, row index, priority, due date, and the description. So here in Pabbly Connect, the task details which I've just added in a Google Sheet is successfully captured over here in Pabbly Connect. So the first objective of this automation is set up that whenever in a Google Sheet, in a new row, I'm going to add the task details, then automatically those details will get captured over here in Pabbly Connect. So this trigger will instantly capture the new incoming data, and the workflow execution will start in real time. So as I've got the details, now by using the same, I want to create a task in ClickUp. So here I'm going to click on connect, and now to add a new connection, I need to mention the API token over here. So I'm going to take you to my ClickUp account. So here in ClickUp, I will go to my profile, I will go to settings, and in settings, I will go to apps. And now here I'm going to copy this API token. If you want to regenerate a new one, you can do it. So now here in Pabbly Connect, I'm going to paste the same. So once I've done this, I'm going to click on save. And here you can see that a connection has been established between Pabbly Connect and ClickUp. So now moving to the details of workspace, space, folder name, list name, and the task name with other details. So taking you to my ClickUp account once again. So here my workspace name is Pabbly's workspace. So here it is already selected. So now I need to select the space. So I'm going to select the space as Pabbly Connect from this. So here I'm going to select that. Now moving to the folder name and the list name. So here the folder name will be ClickUp. So now here the folder name will be ClickUp. And now moving to the list name, that will be task. So here you can see that ClickUp consists of a list name that is by the name of task. So I've selected it over here. So after selecting these details, moving to task name, description type. So now moving to the other details, here I need to mention the task name. So here to do that, I'm going to use the method of mapping. So basically mapping is to insert the data from previous step. So here I'm going to map the task name from the response that I've received from Google Sheets. Once I've mapped that, moving to the description, again from the response received, I have mapped the description. So now moving to the assignee ID. So here from this drop down, you can select the assignees or either you can map it. So now moving to priority. So as I've mentioned the priority as urgent over here in Pabbly Connect. So here you can automatically set it as urgent, high, normal, low or no priority as per your requirement. So I'm keeping the priority as urgent for every task. Now moving to the due date. So here I need to enter the timestamp in milliseconds. That means now I need to convert the date and time, because as from the response that I've received from Google Sheets, so here is the format of due date which does not match the description that is given below. So now to change it, here I'm going to click on this add action step. And here I'm going to use date and time formatter by Pabbly. So date and time formatter will help me to format the date. So here I'm going to format it with time zone, and now I'm going to click on connect. And here I'm going to map the due date from the response I've received. And here the format is YYMMTD. So here I've mentioned it. Now moving to the to format. So I want to change it into millisecond. So timestamp and millisecond will be my to format. Moving to the from time zone, that will be Asia Kolkata as per my time zone. And this will be also the same. Once I've done this, I'm going to click on save and send test request. So now here you can see that I have got the result, and this here is the timestamp in milliseconds. So now moving back, here I'm going to map the due date from the response that I've received. So once I've mapped all of the details, this method of mapping is important so that every time you receive a new response, so that response can be taken into consideration in these fields. If I would have written this information manually, in that case, this information could have become static, which means that it wouldn't change even if I would have received a new response. So to avoid that problem, we map the information. So now here I'm simply going to click on save and send test request. And here you can see that I have received a response, and this here is a positive response. So now I'm going to take you to my ClickUp account once again, and here you can see that a new task has been created by the name of marketing strategies for Facebook page. Here is the assignee, here is the due date. So that means a task has been successfully created from the details which I have mentioned in Google Sheet. So this automation and integration is a successful one. That means now a ClickUp task can be created automatically from Google Sheets. So here, whenever the task details will be added in a Google Sheet, then automatically a task will be created in ClickUp.
Not just these applications, you can integrate a lot more applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. So if you have any doubts regarding Pabbly, reach us at support@pabbly.com, and if you have any queries, you can visit us at forum.pabbly.com. If you have any pricing related query, you can visit this link. So if you like this video, please share it with your friends and colleagues, and do not forget to like, share and subscribe our channel.